Gathered to announce a significant investment that will change the lives of students for generations. To tell you more about this moment, please welcome Chairman of the Board of Regents, Kevin Eltife.
Thank you, Jim. I want to thank Jim Davis for the incredible job he's doing as our interim president. So thank you, Jim. I am honored to be here today as chairman of the board of the University of Texas Board of Regents, and joined here by my fellow regents, Christina Crane, Robert Gant, Jody Giles, Janice Longoria, Nolan Perez, Stuart Stedman, Brad Weaver, student regent Anthony Dragon, and our chancellor, J.B. Milliken. All of us are excited and supportive of today's initiative. We are here today due to the teamwork and help of so many. A few I would like to mention and thank: Dean Justin Dyer, who you will hear from shortly, Jim Davis and Nancy Brazel Oakley, who have all spent the last 2 years working on the School of Civic Leadership. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to thank 2 individuals whose guidance, support, and counsel are invaluable and who are always so supportive of our university: Harlan Crow and Bob Rowling. Thank you. We are beyond honored to have with us today our great governor, Greg Abbott, our great lieutenant governor, Dan Patrick, and unfortunately our speaker, Justin Burrows, who wanted to be here, was afraid to leave the house, and I don't blame him. All 3 of these individuals have worked tirelessly serving our state and are always so supportive of not only the University of Texas, but all of higher education across our great state. I would like also to ask any members of the Texas Senate and Texas House that are with us today to stand and let us say thank you for all you do for the University of Texas and our entire state. We want to thank Governor Abbott, Governor Patrick, and Speaker Burrows and the legislature for the reforms that are being made to higher education. It is crystal clear education in our state and nation is changing. We must be listening and open to change. And at the UT system, I can assure you, we want to be on the forefront of reforms of higher education, and we hope to lead the way. Last year, we had over 90,000 applicants requesting attendance at this university. And keep in mind, we can only take 9,000. And I can assure you the other 80,000 called me wanting to get in. For those who say reforms to higher education in Texas are making it difficult to attract talent, they are absolutely wrong. That's right. We are currently in the middle of 2 presidential searches, one for the University of Texas at Dallas, and the other one for UT Health Science Center in Houston. For both of these searches, we have received the best applicants for these positions that we have ever seen before. What we are doing here in the state of Texas is working. Students want to attend our universities, and faculty and staff want to come to Texas to work at the UT system. This is a historic day for the University of Texas at Austin, a day that we will remember as a turning point for higher education in the state of Texas. The elected leaders of our state, as well as the Board of Regents of the University of Texas, have long seen a need for programs in higher education that prepare future leaders to safeguard freedom. We have needed a place where civic education is focused on the foundational principles of our constitutional democracy, a place where scholars from different fields help students become effective leaders and responsible citizens. The School of Civic Leadership at UT Austin is that place, and today we are giving it a permanent home. The Board of Regents will invest $100 million to renovate the school's biological laboratories building, creating a state-of-the-art facility to support the growth of a leading civic education program. This investment This investment reflects the board's strong commitment to the School of Civic Leadership and its role in preparing future leaders who are grounded in our founding ideals. Our board is grateful for the full support of our governor, lieutenant governor, and speaker. All of us are united in our belief that the School of Civic Leadership at UT Austin will help ensure freedom and liberty continue to flourish in the great state of Texas. We could not be more excited about the future of the School of Civic Leadership, which is well on its way to becoming the national leader in civic education. Philippians 2:4 tells us, each of you should look not only to your own interest, but also to the interest of others. I believe our board lives out that scripture in our commitment to our students and our patients. We focus all our efforts on making sure our decisions are in the best interest of those we serve. We will continue to do our part to make sure we provide an affordable, accessible education to students all across this state. May God bless all of us gathered here today, and may He continue to bestow a special blessing on this great state of Texas. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Dean, Justin Dyer, for some remarks. Dean?
Well, thank you, Chairman Eltife. It is fitting, I think, that we're here today in the Hall of Texas, just across from the Hall of Noble Words. And in that hall, we're surrounded by reminders of the wisdom of Western civilization and of the American and Texas constitutional traditions. And if you go out into the hallway, you'll see the preamble to the United States Constitution. And it says that one of the purposes of our Constitution is to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity. And education is important to doing that, to securing the blessings of liberty. As you walk into the Hall of Noble Words, you'll see beams that have inscriptions from the best of our traditions. And one of those is from Mirabeau Lamar, the second president of the Republic of Texas, who in 1836, in front of the Texas Congress, said that cultivated mind is the guardian genius of democracy. And we've translated that into Latin. We've put it into the seal of the University of Texas, and it stands as a reminder of the perennial need to provide education to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our children. And so I am grateful to be here today, to be in this room with this company, to celebrate this investment in the School of Civic Leadership. I'm honored to be here with Governor Abbott, with Lieutenant Governor Patrick, with Chairman Eltife, with Interim President Davis. Lieutenant Governor Patrick was instrumental in securing the initial legislative funding for the Civitas Institute, which we launched on campus in the summer of 2022. And we have several students who've been involved with the Civitas Institute and its programming with us here today. And 2 years ago, almost to the day, Governor Abbott supported Chairman Eltife and the Board of Regents in adopting a motion to create the School of Civic Leadership. And that school now houses the Civitas Institute, and together we're moving forward and we're building. We've been busy. We're busy hiring faculty, designing courses, building new degree programs, admitting students into those degree programs, welcoming them to campus, and growing the Civitas Institute. And it's great to look out this morning to see so many friends, to see so many of our faculty, our staff, and our students, current and future. Some of our admitted students that are still in high school with their families are here, and we're excited to have them and excited to see the hope that they have for the future here at the University of Texas. The Board of Regents' transformational investment will provide a permanent home for the School of Civic Leadership in a historic building in a prominent location just north of the tower. It'll be a statement building welcoming students and families as they enter the west side of our campus, and it will provide for us needed space for classes, for faculty offices, for collaboration and events, and for the future growth of the School of Civic Leadership. And crucially, this investment will position the University of Texas at Austin as the national leader in a growing movement to restore classical and civic education to the heart of higher education. And as we do that work, we will contribute to the goal of the University of Texas to be the highest impact public university in the world. Chairman Eltife and members of the Board of Regents in attendance today, thank you for your leadership. We're grateful for this opportunity, and we're grateful for your investment in the future of this state and of this country. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dean Dyer. And now we'll hear from the greatest governor of the greatest state, Greg Abbott.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Jim. Dean, great to be with you on this incredible day. And this is a day that people like the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker and myself, we have talked about the concepts and precepts that you are putting into place today all the time. We've been hungry as leaders of the state to see the transformation in education that the University of Texas is delivering through this school. It is absolutely essential that we as a state, that University of Texas as a university, be able to lean in to do the reformation that Kevin Eltife was talking about with regard to classic education, classic civics. To say the least, there's been a dramatic departure from those principles and precepts over the past 1 or 2 decades. And it's been to the detriment of this university, our state, and our country. We need to get back on the pathway of ensuring that we're educating our students with the leading concepts that have led to the great country we are. You know, if you think about just this one thing, of all the different subjects taught here and at every university, there's really only one that matters the most. And that is making sure that our students know exactly why and how 13 colonies were able to combine and then take that combination and turn it into the most powerful and prosperous country ever in the history of the world. It's amazing when you think about it. Totally unpredictable at the beginning, but there's a recipe in there, a recipe that leaders across this country, leaders in this university, have departed from. Today, that changes, and we restore classical civics leadership education at the University of Texas at Austin. It's far more than just like going back and reimagining winning the Revolutionary War. That's history. You learn from history. What matters is the battles that lie ahead. We deal with a far more complex world than ever before. The good thing is this: the issues that will be the defining issues of the next few decades, if not the next century, are issues that the United States dominates in. Artificial intelligence, space, the semiconductors that power both of those. Not only is the United States a leader in that, but here's the most important point. The state of Texas is the national leader in each of those subject areas that will determine the outcome in the future. Now, the University of Texas has laid the groundwork to ensure that it is educating the next generation that will inherit those traits, those complex issues, and lead the way forward, ensuring that Texas remains the greatest state and the greatest country in the history of the world. Hook 'em horns.
Now we will hear from our great Lieutenant Governor, and I want to echo what Dean Dyer said. At the very beginning, when we first wanted to create the Liberty Institute, first person we went to speak to was Governor Dan Patrick, and he immediately put this money where his mouth was and provided funding for that. It's taken us longer than we wanted, Governor Patrick, but we're here today thanks in large part to your commitment. We're honored to have you, Governor Dan Patrick.
Thank you. So it's taken a little longer, but it's even greater and bigger. All in God's timing. All in God's timing. Kevin came to me. By the way, we were in the Senate together for 8 years, and for 6 of those years, I sat next to him. So when he came in to my office, we think it was 4 years ago. I think 4 years ago. He said, "I need $6 million." And I said, and I'd been talking to Harlan and Bob Rolling and Bud Brigham and others about, at that time we were calling it the Liberty Institute.
Correct.
The Liberty Institute. And there were some legal issues, the reason we had to change the name. The purpose and the goal is the same. And he said, we'll put up that money if you'll put up that money. And I said, absolutely. And of course, Governor, only in Texas could that initial $6 million turn into their $100 million investment here because of the great people in this room.
Inflation right there.
Yeah. In fact, I have to get back to the Capitol really soon. We're on the floor, and if I'm gone for 30 minutes, someone's going to spend $50 million that I don't know about, I can assure you.
They're paying us to keep you here.
Yeah, but they may be spending some of your money elsewhere, so you want me to get back.
Good
Trust
point.
me. So this is a crowning achievement, and this will lead other universities around the country to follow. Because what Texas does, everyone looks to, whether it's the legislature or whether it's our higher institutions of education. You know, the world needs a strong America. There's enough chaos as there is, even as strong as we are. And America needs a strong Texas. That's just the bottom line. I mean, if you look around, I'll give you an example. We have more money in reserve in our, quote, rainy day fund than virtually every other state combined in their funds. We have been the leader, as the governor said, job creation, bringing industry to Texas to be #1 in every field. So when we say America needs Texas, that's not just hyperbole, that's real. And the state of Texas needs a vibrant and strong University of Texas. If you're not strong, if you're not vibrant, if you're not looking at the past to teach our students where we came from and how we got here, as the governor said, then they won't know where they're going. You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. And so it's up to this university to help make our entire state strong. So I'm confident with this, and with Jay, everything we hear about Jay is great, and he's going to lead, and I believe students will flock to this, and you'll have to build a second building and a third building and a fourth building, because I think there's a real thirst by young people. And when you said 9,000 out of 90,000,
Correct.
that means the only way I could ever get on this campus is being lieutenant governor, because I would have never made that top 10, trust me. But this is so exciting, and for all of you who have worked so hard, thank you, Bob and Harlan. And I will tell you, if we didn't have Kevin, and this is true, it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Wouldn't have happened.
You're very kind.
So congratulations. We are a nation that was birthed by prayer and built on the Judeo-Christian ethic. We've been given a magnificent inheritance from our founders, and today is the day in Texas we begin to claim our inheritance once again. Thank you for having me today.
Once again, we want to thank our interim president, Davis, Dean Dyer, and we're incredibly honored to have Governor Patrick and Governor Abbott with us. Thank you all for being here. This concludes our remarks. There's a reception. You're welcome to stay and enjoy the reception. Once again, really, thank you all for being here. May God bless all of us, and may God bless Texas. Thank you.
You get some time off?
Yes, sir. How about you?
Not anytime soon. Yeah, photo time.